So hi,
Right
welcome to
again.
Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
I'm Mikey.
I'm Christian from the band Wasted Space.
And we're gonna ask him some questions. Say I'm gonna start. So last time we chatted, this was a solo project. How did you guys meet? How'd the band start?
Okay, so it's kind of a funny story. I got drunk in a baseball field with this girl Meg, who's my friend and the rhythm guitarist, and I was like, "Hey, want to be in my band?" And she was like, "Fuck yeah, I do." And then I asked her the next morning to be sure because you can't really trust any answers you get. So she joined the band as the rhythm guitarist first, and then Jane submitted an audition through Twitter DMs, and we got Jane. And then Christian is Meg's girlfriend's acquaintance, who we just kind of said, "Hey, you play guitar. We need a guitar."
Yeah.
You're in the band now.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
like
it was not a choice.
surreal.
Okay. Peer
Wow.
pressure, man. It's great.
So as we mentioned before, Mikey, this was actually a solo project when we last spoke. So did you always want it to end up to be a band, or did it just kind of happen?
No, yeah, I needed it to be a band. And I think I said this last time too, is like I can't work alone. I was working alone completely out of necessity, and like I wasn't even working alone. I was like sending off all the demos, making sure people heard it, making sure it was like, good. And I drove myself crazy working on that first album. So I knew that it had to become a band because, I wanted to play shows. I wanted to be in a band, that was like the dream. So I just kind of like was waiting for the right time and the right place and the right people, which I definitely have now, especially after last weekend, which I'm sure we'll talk all about. We've been recording. It's been fun.
All right. Well, we got
Awesome.
some releases to beat the shit out of first, and then we'll chat about the studio. So congrats on your most recent releases, calendar year, and then your split with I Hate Homecoming, I Hate Space. How do you feel about the response to those so far?
Really good. I mean, people really like Calendar Year. It's probably our best song right now that you guys have heard. And I'm really proud of the way it all just came together. And then with I Hate Space, it was kind of just like a thing where like in November I texted Ben and I was like, "Hey, you have a band, I have a band. Let's do a band thing and do a split." And it was very off the cuff. We recorded it outdoors. Christian wasn't even in the band yet.
Oh.
It was a pre-Christian.
Yeah, the pre-Christian era, and Meg and I got together outside of our dorm room, and we played in like the wind and the rain, and we were like freezing our asses. On the day we recorded Millennium Falcon Punch, I had gotten my nose pierced, so I was like in incredible pain.
Yeah.
Like it was a whole thing. And then we did Jane's Drums remote. So this is like, we hadn't really been a band yet. And I think you can tell that, but I'm really happy with the songs because they're so much fun. So it's just,
I mean, even if like it was a clusterfuck to record and everything past your first album, you've shown substantial growth just through these past couple releases. So
yeah, and I'm really proud of that, the way that we're sort of just like, really coming together and, working together to make better music than I did. So it's great. It's good stuff.
And I love how versatile this band is. Like we could be thrown into a blender and we could somehow like make good music out of that. Like, one member could die or disappear and we could make a great banger.
This is Christian telling me that he's going to get abducted by the CIA in like a week.
According to my NDA, I can't say that, but yeah,
you're hinting at it.
Maybe.
Of course, yeah. Please watch out. So, as we mentioned before, we're actually going to beat the crap out of Calendar Year now. So, what was your writing process like for that single?
Oh man, so Calendar Year. That song was written the day after, like the lyrics were written before anything else was. It was written the day after LSBC came out. And I just had this vision in my brain of vocal melody and nothing else. I had like no plans for it. Yeah. And I was like, at worst, I just need to get my thoughts about the pandemic out. So I did. And I like made chicken scratch in a notebook and I just like copied it into my phone. And then 2 months later, at the beginning of June, I said, I'm just going to record something. So I had been listening to a lot of Maxiel at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where like I got the idea for the tuning and the capo placement and the main riff. And I just sort of had been like riffing on Cats by Maxiel for a while. And I sort of found this super cool like and I was like, yo, that's so good. So I like just came down at like 8 in the morning and I like recorded the whole thing. And then it took me another 2 weeks to do vocals on it. And then by the time I had finally done that, it was just like send off to streaming services. Don't think about it too much because if I do, I'm gonna go insane. And I sent it off and did it.
And that was like your last solo single?
Actually, yeah. Aside from the comp songs that we did a cover of 800 Decibel Cloud, and we did this song called Manic Pixie Dream Ghoul for the Blue Harvest comp with Flea Collar for Halloween. And those were the last two things that I did solo. And then like the week after I recorded those, everyone sort of fell into place.
Okay.
Awesome.
And since you touched on your headspace, like about the single, where is your headspace at while you're writing your songs for that split?
For the split, I don't know how much I can like, talk about the split circumstances. I mean, with Millennium, it was just like we're writing a split called I Hate Space, so I want to write about aliens and shit. And then Trash Fire came from like a really fucked up interpersonal relationship that went really, really sour. And I was just like, I got to get all this out. And, Meg was a part of it too. And she sings on that one. So we sort of like were sitting there just bouncing lyrics back and forth about how we felt about this thing that went really, really bad. And just, how everything felt like too much. And it was fitting, because it was like, we recorded it right at the end of our semester. And then we pretty much like went home 2 weeks later. And it was just a good conclusion, I think.
Okay, that's fair. So this one should be super, super fast off the top of both of your heads. I want you to describe this upcoming full band releases that you're working on in 3 words.
All right, Christian, go first.
All right, 90s no wave banger. It is a lot of good shit.
90s. Interesting.
I'm more intrigued by the no wave because I was there and I don't hear it. But, okay.
Well, you'll see. I have the files.
Oh shit! Christian's gonna send our mixing engineers something that's totally unlike anything we recorded.
There's just noise on it. So that's why I'm. It's
true.
It's like totally. I think. Wait, sorry. You go. Talk.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm getting my 3 words together. I think it's indie, emo, happy. If that makes sense.
Okay.
The songs aren't like, they're not depressing, but we're definitely not going to be as much of a punk band on this EP as maybe I thought we were going to be.
Okay, that's fair. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Oh,
since you're kind of shifting away from your punk roots, what band or artist influences can we like expect out of this new stuff?
On my end, I'm feeling a lot of, like late 90s grungy emo. So like Hum and Sunny Day Real Estate and all kinds of that genre. I think there's a weird amount of Foo Fighters. And there's this one part of one song that really sounds like Charmer. Like you won't know it until you hear it. But yeah, Christian, you know what I'm talking about. It's on 2. Yeah. so yeah, there's that.
Oh, well.
Interesting. Do you have anything to add,
Christian? For me, on my part, what actually, just like a side note, what I love about just Wasted Space as a band right now, it feels like a kind of another era almost, because from like LSPC and like the prior releases, it has like its own sound, and this has something that's like like it's still Wasted Space, but it's completely new because everyone has like all their very eclectic influences, and somehow they're all able to come together into this like really great sound. So as for me, I was listening to a lot of Dismemberment Plan because I found out that a lot of the members actually came from my high school. I didn't know about that until recently, and I was just blown away from that. So lot of that kind of 90s indie rock influence fell in there. And then also I'm just mentioning no wave because I'm obsessed with no wave right now. So some of that's bleeding in, a bit of noise, a bit of someone even like, or I was even thinking like some parts almost sound like Pinkerton. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I see. As soon as you bring in the Weezer comparisons, it's like the death knell of emo music. So I'm like trying not to, but I like a little bit. Yeah, there's some Pinkerton shit. It's there. I
didn't even notice until afterwards. I was like, shit, this sounds like fucking was it Pink Triangle?
I think there's one riff that is so Pixies to me, it hurts.
Oh yeah.
And it's like I think that's like, it's strange because we're a bunch of like 19-year-old and 20-year-old kids who like did not live through the 90s and grew up on largely like pop punk and indie from like, you know, the mid 2000s to early 2010s. And like, I would have never thought that this would be where I was if you talked to me like a year ago when I sat down to do LSBC. But like now that we're here, it's so obvious to me how I feel like we're gonna just start holding down that 90s remnant, like, you know, niche.
Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome. I'm more and more excited to listen to this stuff now. Oh my god.
I'll probably leak it to you guys soon.
Let's go.
I usually forget about stuff that people leak to us until like the day we have to interview them. I'm like, oh shoot, we have that. But this I would actually like listen to as soon as you send it. So
glad we get to that DM way before I could.
Yeah. So shifting away from your upcoming music for like literally a split second, because we're gonna jump right back in after this. What is one song that you wish you wrote? It could be any song, ever.
Okay, so for me, it's got to be a trade between two. It's either "Burnin' for You" by Blue Oyster Cult or "Ceremony" by New Order. Those are the two because they're just two absolutely perfect guitar songs. And then Christian, I honestly don't know what your answer is about to be.
Well, okay, for me, first off, I really wish I could have written like something like "Heroes and Villains" by the Beach Boys. Something just. Actually, maybe even like just the entire album "Smile" because that like is something that I can always like go back to and just think like, holy shit, a human came up with that. Like someone that was on this earth created this ascendant music. If you haven't listened to "Smile" or the "Smile" sessions, listen to that shit right now. That's really good. Then also it was another New Order song, "Age of Consent" is like. Just has so many perfect riffs. Everything just goes well together so well. It's just such a well written, well put together song. It's one of the first memories of music that I had listening to that.
I think something Christian and I kind of agree with is that 80s new wave is some of the best like constructed guitar music ever. Because it's so minimalist and so thin and sparse that it just kind of like comes to this point of being like almost it like loops back around to being too much. So you get like overstimulated by like one guitar playing one guitar riff and then like a bass line. And like the fact that you can do that with just the tools and like a 4-track recording is fucking crazy to me and to everyone else in this band. So I think that sort of ethos of like maximalism via minimalism is hitting this band pretty hard right now too.
Okay, so that will be on future releases.
Yeah, if not the sound, there's definitely going to be some of the sound because we have a plan. We have a plan, and we can't tell you the plan. It's a release plan.
Come on.
There's going to be some of the sound and a lot of the ethos moving forward for sure.
All right.
Okay. All right. See, we're more excited. God.
So where do you guys see this band in the next 5 years, and what else can you tell us about what's been going on in the studio?
Oh shit.
Yeah, 5-year plan. Christian, tell me what you think.
Holy fuck. What I love about being in a band where it's like I'm not necessarily the leader is that I can just give Mikey a lot of responsibilities and I can just pretty much like almost like I'm like a tumor. I'm just permeating and putting my own influences just very slowly. So like there's just a lot of ideas that I have that I can't really push forward right now, but I think they will begin to permeate through future releases. I think that Wasted Space will kind of go down the route of just picking up like things that are off the emo punk strain and kind of absorbing it into our just sound. I think that we're beginning to open up sort of similar to the kind of new wave, like such as with like Glass Beach, which I think is the epitome of this, where it's like they include all of these different genres where they're able to have like just noise next to like show tunes. And they're successful at that. I think that Wasted Space, just from the band setup and just from how we are and our energies that are collectively just turning into something that's just so beautiful. I really do not know what it's going to look like in 5 years, but yeah, I am very excited. We have a master plan for like 2 years, but not 5 years. So get that going.
Yeah. Hold on, guys. I gotta go to the doctor to get this Christian writer removed. In terms of 5-year plan, I'm really feeling like Christian said, just like big growth, because I think the big thing for me is that in my mind I'm so constricted to my musical lexicon and like what I see as great.
Yeah.
And like for me, the pinnacle of life is like really loud ass punk rock with like simple power chords played way too fast to be good. And I don't think that that's what I want for this band, but I know that like no matter what, because of just who we are as people and the way we are together when we're making music, like there's always going to be a B section of a song or like an 8-bar riff that's like just absolute perfection. And no matter what, like I mean, Christian, if you haven't listened to Christian's other music in any, because Christian's like super DIY connected. Christian's like our
I'm like the Tony Soprano of DIY.
Oh my God.
I'm connected.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
It's true. Christian is
people
a mafioso, a DIY mafioso.
Ooh, it's an honor.
But yeah, like Christian is just this really creative force, and he's got all these ideas, and like he has the knowledge to make them happen that I don't. So it's like bringing that together with Meg, who's like never been in a band before and just really has this fucking like dog-like energy to just fucking roll through and just destroy shit. And then Jane, who's just like, yeah, Meg has the best riffs, and then just like Jane, who just like says nothing, looks at us all, takes off her shoes, sits behind the kit, and just fucking nails one take drums. It's like we have the energy of just 4 people who are just really, really committed to making music together. So I think in 5 years, what's gonna happen is irrelevant almost, because we're still gonna be doing, just the greatest shit that we can do as people, and that's what matters right now. But yeah, 2 years we have completely mapped out. Like we're ready to go.
Okay. All right.
That's awesome. All right.
Thinking in advance here.
So for the last couple questions, we're actually going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah,
sure.
Sick. So if you could become one animal for the rest of your life, what animal would you be and why?
Hawk.
Monkey.
Wait, Mikey, what'd you say?
Hawk.
I thought you said Hulk. I was like, that's a person, but sure.
I'm the Incredible Hulk. No,
Hulk could be a dog that can play basketball.
Oh my God,
Air Bud.
They should make
Air Bud. I was gonna say Air Bud.
Someone should turn that into something. I'm just being honest. Like
yeah,
that's
gonna
make $1 million.
Sounds like a good movie.
That didn't come from me.
All right.
No, but yeah, I'd be a hawk. I want to fly.
Okay.
Hawks are
And
pretty
Christian already can do the greatest monkey impression of anyone I know. So
I'm not going to do
like
it.
halfway there.
Why aren't you gonna do it?
Yeah, why aren't you gonna do it?
Well, because I can't just do it on command.
Well, Mikey can't just
it's
say.
An instinct.
The ape just
it's an instinct. It comes out of him.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a force.
Wow.
I can't help it.
I think you should get that checked out.
You have to provoke them.
Well, I'm a tumor, so like yeah.
Oh.
So if you could listen to only one song for the rest of your life, what song would that be? like a fucking robot over here with that
It's
fictional
okay,
world
dude.
question.
Dude, I almost went through the list. It's okay.
One song for the rest of my one.
Yeah, only one.
One song.
Okay. I would have to make someone else pick for me, but it's between Time Trap by Built to Spill and Web in Front by Archers of Loaf.
Okay.
How long can the song be?
As long as you want it
it
to
can
be.
be as long as you want.
Mm-hmm. Probably Ladies and Gentlemen We're Floating in Space by Spiritualized. I can listen to that.
Oh yeah.
I've listened to that for 2 hours in a row, and I have never got bored of it. It is beautiful.
I felt that.
Spiritualized
Sometimes
is
I
a
feel
Good
fucking
shit.
great band.
Yeah. No, I like did a binge of all of Spiritualized music and then Spaceman 3, and like it's so consistent. It's just some of the like best just soulful music I've heard.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. That's good. All right. So for this last question, I want you guys to walk with me. So boom, you're on a deserted island. You can only bring one. Oh my God, you can only bring one book, one movie, and one person. I've never pitched this one. Who and what would you
Okay.
bring? Mm-hmm.
Christian, go first. I need a minute.
One book, one movie.
And one person.
Okay, one person. All right. So I'm going to bring for my movie probably Mulholland Drive because that's a really good movie.
Mhm.
One book. Let's see. What books do I have here? Oh, it could be any book. Okay.
Any book. Yeah, not just a book you have in your room. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this shit's so good. This is about outsider music.
Ooh.
Really interesting stuff. There's like Wesley Willis, Tiny Tim, what's Shuby Taylor, Captain Beefheart. This is one of my favorite books. I usually don't read because my brain doesn't work, but my brain does work with this. And then as a person, I think I'm gonna bring my friend Christian B. Ryder there. You know, I think he's pretty cool.
You're gonna clone
I hear it's pretty
yourself.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, he can. I think he can shoot hoops like a dog.
Oh,
You know, like a basketball playing dog, like a Air Bud. You know.
Yo,
Air Christian.
I'm gonna make that
the new movie.
That's it. All right.
Start working on the script.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, it's hard, but I would definitely pick Hamlet for my book. I'm a huge Shakespeare nerd, and I Hamlet's my favorite Shakespeare play. It's a tie between that, King Lear, and Othello, but definitely one of those three probably.
King Lear's the best
because it's longest. King Lear's so good.
I know.
And then for movie, Clerks, without a doubt. If you haven't watched it, and I know Christian, have you watched it?
I have not watched it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think you had. I have yet to bully the whole band into watching Clerks with me, but
Just
oh my
have a
God,
movie
it's such a
night.
good movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Hamlet, Clerks, and one person. This is hard. I think it either be Meg or it'd be I don't know, someone who owns a Switch. One of my friends who owns a Switch, like from my hometown or something, just so we can like cheat the rules and like have something else to do.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. All
They'd
right.
sneak in a Switch. That's good.
So as Chloe said, all right, you can bring your dog.
Bring your dog.
That's fine. We'll count them as a person.
Yeah.
So as Chloe said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah,
That's a plug.
We're coming for you. We're gonna be in your bedroom at night.
Oh.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna lock my
not that one.
doors.
Standing at the foot of your bed like this.
check your windows.
Hi, Manny.
Also, guess what? I scrambled your PIN numbers, so it looks like I have access to your bank accounts.
Oh no.
My
And I
God.
changed all your passwords to your devices. You can't get into your computer.
Well, you can have my bank account. There's nothing in there anyway.
Yeah, Shane's
All right. Well, thank you.
Hey, that's the same case for us. We just spent it all on a Fender Deluxe Reverb rental.
Wow.
Oh, that's worth it. It's fine.
It was worth it. This sounds great. Like
Exactly.
It does
you'll
sound good.
die.
You'll hear it soon. Late June. Eyes peeled.
Late June.
Okay,
Late
late
June.
June.
Yeah,
Late
that
June.
sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you
All right.
for sitting out with us. This has been Wasted Space and We're the Good Noise podcast.